Are you in a place in your relationship where you are doubting why you are with a person, or doubting if it is God's will for you to be with a person? Many times, when uncertainty is running through our minds, it might just be that God is using that uncertainty as a sign to point you to what is ahead of you. God does not orchestrate things for no reason. There is a reason why you are with that person. God is saying to you today that relationship is for you. You do not have to doubt if he or she is the right person for you or not, because God is already showing you signs that both of you are meant to be together. When it comes to marital choices, you need to be sure that you are not making any mistakes, because if you do, it can lead you to major disasters in your life. This is why it is so essential that you seek God first when it comes to who is to pick as your spouse or partner. The fact that you already have a heart and posture in seeking God to know what is the right thing to do shows that you are ready to live a fulfilled life. That is why God is assuring you now that He is moving you into that relationship, because He knows that the person is the best one for you. When it comes to the relationship, compatibility is the number one factor for marital choice. For example, God has indeed ordained that you should not marry an unbeliever. That is so true, but in the midst of those who are God's child, there is still a carnal person who should not be taken as a partner for you. Some people are God's children that are influenced by forces of evil and darkness, so you can't just marry every Christian out there. Other factors must be put into consideration before you jump into a conclusion on who you will pick for a spouse. This is why it is often said that it is not everyone that is the right one for you. Someone might be good or nice, but they might be bad in terms of outward appearance, which can be a very bad person for you. This is because we are all not in the same lane of destiny and journey in life. God has already said in His Word that the perfect partner for you should be compatible with you, and one who is your helper, meaning that it is not everyone that will be wired to understand you and be able to contain your level of success. God is a great matchmaker, and He knows how to orchestrate your steps to the right person. So when He directs you and guides you with signs, you can see it and know that He is assuring you that this is the right person for you. God is your Father, and He is always standing for you to ensure that you get the best out of life. God's love for you is boundless and unconditional. He is not interested in seeing you settle for less than is best for you. He wants to bless you with a relationship that will bring joy, fulfillment, and growth. In the waiting season, focus on cultivating a deep and intimate relationship with God. Seek Him wholeheartedly, align your desires with His will, and trust in His guidance. As you draw closer to Him, you will grow spiritually and become the person He intends you to be. Seek His guidance through prayer and meditation, and allow Him to shape your desires and align them with His will. Surrender your heart to Him, allowing Him to work in you and through you, preparing you for the love story He has written specifically for you. Amid your journey, remember that God is intimately acquainted with your heart. He knows the longings and aspirations you carry. He sees the qualities you desire in a partner, and He knows precisely who will complement and enhance your life. You may feel impatient. Remember that God's ways are higher than ours. He sees beyond the present moment. He is working diligently behind the scenes to bring everything together for your good. One of the things that will help you understand that God is interested in your relationship and He is the one speaking to you concerning that person is to know that after a spiritual walk or growth, the next most important thing to God is your family. So He is very particular about your marital choice. You do not need to doubt or worry about whether your relationship with that person is fast or not. He is the maintainer of your lot, and He knows your future more than you think you do. He knows that the person you are already in a relationship with will not betray you, because of the kind of future He has planned for you. You should trust God in His choices because He has good thoughts towards you, not evil ones. So there is a reason why God is moving you into that relationship, and it is for you. Your life will be more beautiful if you will learn to yield to the operations of the Spirit. The Word of God tells us that the operations of God can be encouraged when God is doing something behind the scenes in your life. Your posture should be that you agree with what God is doing. When God is the one who helps you find a partner, you are forever blessed and favored because you will live with a partner that you will never regret having for the rest of your life. Knowing that God's thoughts towards you are good and not evil, you must be free to submit to His will when He comes calling. This reminds me of a woman years ago that was in a difficult place in her life where she could not decide what to do because she was under pressure. Her father and mother were complaining that she was of age and needed to marry by all means. She kept trusting God, and she just happened to stumble to several men who showed interest. But there was a particularly handsome man that came to her and shown interest in her, but she doubted that she could be serious about her. So when he came asking her for her hand in marriage, she always rejected him because she thought that he was not meant for her until the time came when he traveled to further his education. Then she realized that she should have accepted his proposal. She realized that there was no man around her that could understand her like him. That is the place many of us are in. We are in that place where we think that being with that person will slow us down in the path of destiny and our future, because we usually think that now we are not compatible with the person. But God has spoken to you that the person is the right one for you. But there is something in you that keeps opposing that. You must not contend with what God has said to you because you feel that this person is not as excellent as they should be, or this person is not as wealthy as you want your partner to be. This goes especially for the women. You should have spiritual discernment and walk with it when it comes to any kind of relationship, especially emotional ones. The person that you think might be nice and good now might not be nice and good in the future. That's true. You must learn not to walk by your sensual perception because they can deceive you. When you learn to walk in line with the will of God for your life, you will find that your life will be easier. You must understand that people change in character. Someone who is nice and courteous today might not be tomorrow. Men are not stable except they are given by God Himself. The Word of God tells us that every good gift and perfect gift comes from God. When you find that you just happen to be in a place where you meet someone who you do not imagine you will just become so close to you, there is a reason, and that reason is initiated by God. So always trust in His choice for you because He loves you. Not everyone is good for you. There is such a thing called as the appointed person for you, like in the case of Rebecca and Isaac. Many things will work out for you when you learn to marry the right person. When you marry the right person for you, you will fulfill God's plan for you very easily. You will have a fulfilled life. Don't try to be smarter than God, especially when it comes to your marital choice, because if you do, you will make major mistakes in your life. The Word of God tells us that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor from God. It takes God's favor for you to meet the right person, because you will see how much God has helped you when you marry the right person. When that right person comes to you, do not push them away. Accept what God is doing, and you will have every cause to rejoice.